Creative connection, how Twitter Spaces ignites your creative spark. Twitter Spaces is a powerful tool to connect creative minds. Creativity can be a demanding and often solitary pursuit. Whether you're a writer, artist, musician, or any kind of creative, you've likely encountered moments of frustration, self-doubt, or simply feeling stuck. The creative process is a roller coaster of highs and lows, and navigating it alone can sometimes be overwhelming. The magic of creative connections. 1. Shared experiences. Creative individuals often face similar challenges and triumphs. Connecting with others who understand your journey can provide a sense of camaraderie and support that's invaluable. And it really is, especially if you're like me and don't have any friends and family in quote unquote in real life. It can be frustrating and feeling like you're the only one going through this journey, because the creative process can sometimes feel like you're going crazy or just feeling overwhelmed with all the steps that it takes to complete a creative project. So that is the main reason I love Twitter Spaces so much, because I am connected with other individuals who get it. They get the frustration, they get the little humor that goes with the frustration. So it's just really enjoyable, especially, and this post is sponsored by AK Cafe, a podcast, and one of my favorite Twitter Spaces that AK hosts is called The Writer Circle, and she hosts it once in a while. And anyway, it's great. I could sometimes be in that spaces for hours talking about the creative process. Sometimes people share poems, sometimes they share part of their works in progress, their stories, novels. 2. Fresh perspectives. Interacting with people from diverse creative backgrounds can introduce you to fresh ideas, different techniques, and unique perspectives that can invigorate your own work. 3. Accountability. When you have creative peers who share your goals, they can hold you accountable and motivate you to keep going, even when the going gets tough. And this could be as literal as a writing partner, if you're co-writing a story or a project with somebody, or if you're just, text each other every day or message each other every day and be like, hey, how much work have you gotten done today? That is sometimes really useful. I did have a friend one time, and we used to do that, and it was very motivating. Inspiration. Sometimes all it takes to reignite your creative fire is a dose of inspiration. Seeing the work of others, hearing their stories, or discussing the creative concepts can inspire you in unexpected ways. And for me, even on regular Twitter feed, I love seeing the wins of other creatives, whether that's finishing a draft, finishing editing, getting manuscript request, or a record amount of books sold. It just really makes me happy to see my friends succeed like that, and that is very contagious feeling. So it motivates me to finish my stuff too and get my shit together. And it's just very rewarding seeing my friends succeed. It honestly makes me happy when I see posts like that. Twitter Spaces, where creativity unites. Spaces is a few years old to the social media landscape. It's still making waves among creatives. It's a feature that allows users to host live audio conversations with their followers. Here's why it's a game changer for creative individuals. 1. Real-time interaction. Twitter Spaces enables you to engage in real-time conversations with fellow creatives. You could ask questions, share insights, and connect with people who share your passion. 2. Global reach. Unlike physical events or local meetups, Twitter Spaces has a global reach. You can connect with creative minds from all over the world, expanding your horizons and enriching your creative network. And that really is my favorite feature. I just love hearing different accents. I love hearing different experiences that people have from countries all over the world. And it's just really enjoyable to to have a sense of global community. 3. Diverse communities. There are spaces dedicated to various creative niches, from writing and art to music and film. This means you can find and join discussions that align your interests and passions. So I usually do the writer circle. I almost said writers cafe because it's AK Cafe, but the writer circle is my favorite. I've also done NFT spaces just to get a different perspective, and it's just usually really motivating spaces. I've done poetry circles from the Lovely Lion. I've done poetry readings from other spaces, poetry night. And it does get you inspired, like even though I'm not really a poet, and I know it, but even though I'm not really a poet, it does make me feel like breaking out my old poetry notebook and, crack open a poem or two. So these creative spaces really are contagious in a good way. For easy access, Twitter Spaces is accessible to anyone with a Twitter account. Still not calling it X. And the mobile app making it a convenient platform for creative discussions. And I usually do prefer the mobile app. Some people like the desktop app, especially because you can record it and then they'll turn it into like a podcast. But I prefer spaces that don't record it, and that's why I like the writer circle spaces. That's a tongue twister. Writer circle spaces, because it's usually more intimate. It's not a large space. It's usually like 10 to 20 people, usually not even that much, but usually like 10 to 15 people. And I don't think it's ever recorded. And it just feels very intimate and inspiring, and I can't recommend it enough. Creativity is contagious. Pass it on. Literally my favorite quote ever. They say that creativity is contagious, and it truly is. When you engage with creative individuals on platforms like Twitter Spaces, you're not just sharing ideas, you're also absorbing the energy, enthusiasm, and inspiration that radiate from your fellow creatives. This positive contagion can reignite your passion, help you overcome creative blocks, and infuse your work with new vitality. So if you've been feeling stuck or disconnected from the creative spark, consider exploring the world of Twitter Spaces and connecting with fellow creatives. Join discussions, share your insights, and let the magic of creative connections remind you of why you fell in love with your craft in the first place. Remember, in the creative journey, you're never really alone. Embrace the power of connection and let your creativity flourish once more. Your muse is out there waiting to be discovered in the voices, stories, and artistry of your fellow creatives on Twitter Spaces. And it really is. It's just like hearing people talk about the creative process is like the number one way to get inspired and feel like creating again. Anytime I get stuck and I join a writer space or a creative space, I just feel instantly motivated to work on my project again. And it's just fun. It's fun connecting with other creatives. It does remind you that you're not alone. I think especially writers and artists, you're working by yourself. And sometimes the projects can take a long time. So that's why I say especially writers, because it could take months or even years to finish a book. So you do get lost in your own little world, and it's just, and your friends and family don't understand what you're going through. So it's just nice opening it up to fellow creatives on Twitter. So I really can't recommend it enough. And like I said, one of my favorite Twitter spaces is AK's Cafe, and it's just such a fun and welcoming space to join. So this post is sponsored by her, so thank you, AK. She also has a podcast, AK Cafe, and then Twitter, the spaces is called Writer Circle. So you could find her on there. You could follow me on Twitter at ClearCrates, and keep on being creative, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.